Has an Aquarius ever told you that they were going to do something and then totally spaced out? Like totally forgot? And when they told you they forgot, you were mad, but you really believed them because they looked like they did totally forget? Well, today we're going to talk about Aquarius and being absent-minded. So this is Queen Aset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody, anybody, everybody, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to read and respond to 2 comments from previous videos. And one of them might be your fabulous comment, okay? All right, guys. So if you want to get a reading done, you guys know I am the reader, one of my talents, which I'm very grateful for. If you would like to get a reading done, please email me. And if you would like to get some Ask an Aquarius merchandise, which is really cool, underneath this video is going to be my email, so you can email me, the links to the merchandise, my Patreon, if you want to join my Patreon page, that will be really cool, is underneath this video. My social media is underneath this video. And if you want to send me a present, my wish list from Amazon is underneath this video. Also, my PayPal is underneath this video in case you want to send a donation to this beautiful channel. Okay? All right, guys, let's get started about the absent-minded Aquarius. Now, all Aquarius are not like this, but I do find it to be very common. A lot of Aquarius tell me that they forget, they space out on things sometimes. And we were talking about it, and some of it I think has to do with the fact that Aquarius are really, really smart. We love to learn things and read things. I spend hours of my free time looking at videos, and most of the time those videos are about history or things I want to learn about, you know, that kind of thing. Research for Ask an Aquarius. I do that all the time. So Aquarius have a lot of knowledge, and I don't think you can remember everything. I don't think. Some of us do. Some of us have those photographic memories. But those of us that are absent-minded, I think it's because we hold on to things that are interesting or important to us, but we can't hold on to everything, you know? So any effective Aquarius knows that one of the things that could be helpful is being on a schedule. You know, having some kind of schedule. I do everything with alarms because, like I said before, I know that there's a good possibility that I could forget. And it's really weird to me because I never think I'm going to forget. I always assume I'm going to remember, and then I don't. I think a lot of you might understand what I'm talking about. I'll give you a perfect example. On Friday or Thursday or Friday, a friend of mine inboxed me. And I told her I was going to call her over the weekend. She said, "You're going to forget." He, you know, was teasing me about it. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to forget." Now, at the time that I said it, I could not possibly conceive how I could forget to call somebody I just told I was going to call them. Well, lo and behold, you all know what happened. I forgot. Now, how did this happen? I don't know. Friday, I knew I had made a mental note that I need to call her this weekend. Then the weekend happened, and I zoned out. I was sipping rum. I was listening to music. I was watching videos. I was eating pizza. I was zoned out because during the week, one of the things you guys don't know, you probably do know by now, I spend a lot of time working. Aquarius got that workaholic thing going on sometimes. So during the week, every day I work for about 12, 13 hours. So when Friday comes, I only work for 3 hours. Then I do all my shopping for the next week. And I come back home and I am exhausted. I'm spent. I'm just spent. So I get right in the bed when I come back and I just lay around until Monday morning. So what happened was I'm laying around and totally forgot. Her name didn't even come to my mind the whole weekend. So, of course, she's a Capricorn. So she already knew this. And right before I went to sleep on Sunday night, my phone dings. And I look at it, and it's her. And she was like, see, I told you. And I was like, shit. Because when she said it, I totally was like, that's not going to happen. And she was right. I totally forgot. And it wasn't that I didn't want to call her. I like her a lot. I talk to her all the time. I love her to death. But I just spaced. And as an Aquarius, we have the tendency to do that sometimes. Also, because I know that, remember I talked to you about writing out things. One of the things that I've come to find, if you're an Aquarius and you have this problem, or if you're not Aquarius and you have this problem, one of the things that's very helpful to me is to put everything in my phone, okay? My Google Calendar has everything that I need to do that day. So every day has a little box and it has in it what I have to complete by the end of the day. I put everything at a time so I can set an alarm on the phone, and the alarm goes off when it's time for me to transition from one thing to the next. So it goes off when it's time for me to get up. It goes off when it's time for me to start work. It goes off when it's time for me to start meditation. It goes off when it's time for me to do the next thing. Every time it's time for me to transition, the alarm goes off, and whatever the thing is comes up in the phone. So it makes it easier for me because I don't have to remember anything. 12 o'clock, bam, it tells me exactly what it's time to do. So I look at the phone when I first wake up and see, okay, you know, everything I got to do, and then make sure the alarms are set. I set the alarms every morning as soon as I get up. And then for the rest of the day, I don't have to remember anything. All I got to do is listen for the alarms and read and see what I got to do next. Okay, time to meditate. Okay. Then when it's time to stop meditating, it's going to go off again. Okay, time for the next transition. And it keeps going off. So I've come to find as an Aquarius, that's something that's really helpful for me. And also being on a schedule. I'm on a specific schedule. Every day I do the same thing. Every Friday I go shopping, you know. Now there are times when, you know, some I'm Aquarius, so some unpredictability does come up at times. Like I might not feel like going and be like, I ain't going till Sunday. Things like that does happen sometimes. But for the most part, I'm a creature of habit. And the habit is what helps me with not forgetting too many things. So if you're an Aquarius and you're absent-minded like me, that's a couple of things that might be helpful for you. But yeah, I've seen this with a lot of people. I was talking to somebody once, an astrologer, and she said the Aquarius is the nutty professor. Really, really intelligent, you know, really smart, but sometimes can be a little eccentric and a little wacky. And some of that wackiness comes from that absent-mindedness. And some of the things that we forget, you will be like, how did you forget that? Like, how did that even occur, you know? So that's the absent-minded Aquarius. And like I said, you know, it's so common with us, not all of us obviously, but it's so common with some of us that people will ask me like what kind of tricks I use, and those are the tricks that I use. Because being on the same schedule every day, it's like, okay, even though I might not remember what I need to do right now, I'm like, okay, yesterday at this time I was doing this. You know, so I look and see, should I be doing this? And then with the alarms constantly going off throughout the day, it keeps me from being late for anything as well. Everybody always comments how I'm very punctual. I'm usually on time with things because the alarms go off. So that is very helpful to me, and I hope that maybe it could be helpful to you. Now let's take a look at a couple positive comments from previous videos. Cheryl Taylor. Hey Cheryl, how you doing? She said, I love your channel. New subscriber, that's what's up. I'm learning a lot by being triggered, by my new Aquarius friend. I've got to relax and let go. Queen said, Haru, that is a struggle for me, but I will master it. I had a similar encounter with a Taurus and he chose someone else. I'm like, what lessons are here? So I don't experience the same pain again. If you go through, you know, dealing with an Aquarius and you said I have to relax and let go, So one of the lessons I get from relaxing and letting go, first of all, is going with the flow. Going with the flow, not being a control freak, because sometimes we got that control thing going on. You got to go with the flow, not be controlling. And you also have to be very secure to be able to go with the flow with any person. So you have to be loving yourself and secure with yourself. So those are the lessons that come from being with somebody who you have to go with the flow with. So I would say, look at those areas in your life, and are they strong? Are you somebody who really loves yourself and is confident in yourself, and if you're not with another person, still sees value in yourself? Because some people, therein will lie the problem. Or do you have insecurities about yourself that you need to address and take a look at? Because all of us have things that we could be insecure about, but at the end of the day, if you let them hold you back, then it's a problem, you know? So I think those are the really important lessons that come when seeing an Aquarius and having learned to let go and learn to relax. Now, also remember that this only goes so far. I'm not going to just be with somebody and relaxed and let it go with the flow, but so long, you know? Because at a certain point, we need to make some decisions about what we're going to do. If it's been 6 months, a year, and you're just casual, that's fine, you know? But if it's been 10, 13, 14, 15 years, and you still wasting time with this person who doesn't want what you want, obviously, it's time to go. So you got to look at that too. There's some balance that has to happen here. J-So. Hey, J-So. J-So said, it's funny that Aquarius are under-sharers. Yes, we are. We ain't telling you nothing. Nothing unless we want to tell you. But they ask a million questions about you. So they want to know about you, but don't want you to know about them. Therein, my dear, is another Aquarius contradiction. I told you guys we got a bunch of contradictions. That's one of them. We're an air sign, but we're the water bearer. We're youthful and free-spirited, but a lot of us have old souls, okay? Also, we want to know about you, but we ain't telling you nothing about us. So the thing about it is that we will eventually tell you. We just ain't telling you today. Tomorrow looks a little bit better. So guys, it's time for me to get going. And I hope you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.